Now students, today we are going to do the test for metal ions, namely ferrous Fe2+, ferric Fe3+, cupric Cu2+, zinc ion Zn2+, calcium ion Ca2+, and lead ion Pb2+. Now we are going to do this qualitative analysis by using these two alkalis, that is sodium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. Okay. Now sodium hydroxide is a strong alkali and ammonium hydroxide is a weak alkali. So theoretically you already have done it in chapter 4 analytical chemistry, that how by the different color of the precipitates and whether the precipitate is soluble or insoluble, we can identify the metal ion that is present in the salt. Now to start, we are doing the first three kind of salts: ferrous salt, ferric salt, cupric salt. These are all colored salts, so their precipitates also will be colored. So starting with the first one, these two are the same solution, ferrous sulfate solution. Now what I do, to the first part of the solution, I add sodium hydroxide, first in drops and then in excess. So when I add in drops, a dirty green precipitate appears. This is the dirty green precipitate, which is ferrous hydroxide. Now I will add a little bit more. Now adding bit more means to see whether that dirty green precipitate dissolves or not, but it does not dissolve. Okay, so ferrous hydroxide that is formed, it is insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide. So this ferrous hydroxide precipitate indicates presence of Fe2+ ion. Now I will repeat it for the second part of the solution using ammonium hydroxide. Now ammonium hydroxide, when I add dropwise, here also you see a dirty green precipitate. This is ferrous hydroxide. I add a little bit more excess to see whether it dissolves or not, but it does not dissolve. So that means ferrous hydroxide is insoluble in excess of ammonium hydroxide, and the presence of ferrous oxide hydroxide indicates the presence of Fe2+ ion. Now the next salt solution is ferric salt solution. Ferric chloride we have taken in both the test tubes. Now I will add in the same way sodium hydroxide to the first part of the solution, first dropwise. This is a reddish brown precipitate. A reddish brown precipitate is formed. This reddish brown precipitate is ferric hydroxide, so it indicates the presence of ferric ion. Now I am going to add excess of sodium hydroxide to see whether it dissolves or not, but it does not dissolve. So ferric hydroxide is insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide. I repeat the same with the second part of the solution using ammonium hydroxide. What I do, to this ferric chloride, I add ammonium hydroxide again. First dropwise. On adding dropwise, a reddish brown precipitate is formed. A reddish brown precipitate is formed. See this reddish brown precipitate. And when I add excess, this precipitate gets formed more, but it does not dissolve. So this reddish brown precipitate is ferric hydroxide, and ferric hydroxide indicates the presence of ferric ion, that is Fe3+ ion. So what we have observed in both the cases, ferric hydroxide did not dissolve in excess of either sodium hydroxide or ammonium hydroxide. Now the third colored salt solution that we have taken is copper sulfate solution. The same solution we have divided into two parts. Now to the first part we add sodium hydroxide dropwise. See, a pale blue, or we call it a light blue precipitate has formed. light blue or pale blue precipitate is copper hydroxide. So it indicates the presence of Cu2 plus ion. Now we are going to add some excess of sodium hydroxide. But the pale blue precipitate did not dissolve. So copper hydroxide formed with sodium hydroxide does not dissolve in excess of sodium hydroxide. Now, we are going to do the same with the second part of the solution, but this time we are going to add ammonium hydroxide. Now, ammonium hydroxide, first we are going to add dropwise. See, a pale blue precipitate has formed. A pale blue precipitate. So this pale blue precipitate is copper hydroxide. Now we will add excess of ammonium hydroxide to see whether this precipitate dissolves or not. Now I am adding excess of ammonium hydroxide. I will add excess. See, slowly the precipitate is dissolving, and if I go on adding excess, this whole precipitate will dissolve and it will give rise to an inky blue solution. So I will go on adding till the whole of the precipitate dissolves and it will turn into an inky blue solution. So, okay, so see, the whole precipitate dissolves and it gives rise to an inky blue solution. Okay, so this was the end of the colored metal ions that we have done. Now students, now we will be testing whatever that is the, we had been doing colored salt solution. Now we will be testing with colorless salt solutions, namely zinc salt solution, calcium salt solution and lead salt solution. Now here in the first, we have taken zinc sulfate solution. As you can see, this is colorless salt solution. We have divided into two parts. Now to the first part, like in the same way, we are going to add sodium hydroxide. See, you can see a white gelatinous precipitate is formed. So this is zinc hydroxide. So it indicates the presence of zinc ion, Zn2+. Now I will add excess of sodium hydroxide. Now what will happen on adding excess? Slowly this will dissolve. This will dissolve. Why it will dissolve? Because zinc hydroxide is an amphoteric hydroxide. So what will happen? It will dissolve in excess of sodium hydroxide to give you sodium zincate solution. Zinc hydroxide is amphoteric, so it dissolves in excess of sodium hydroxide to give you sodium zincate solution. So this is the first with zinc sulfate solution. So what we have seen, it forms zinc hydroxide when we add a little bit of sodium hydroxide, and in excess of it, it dissolves because of the formation of sodium zincate. Now in the second part of zinc sulfate, we add ammonium hydroxide. Again, first in drops, and we get the same white gelatinous precipitate. So it indicates the presence of zinc ion. So this white gelatinous precipitate is zinc hydroxide. Now we are going to add excess of ammonium hydroxide. On adding excess, slowly the precipitate dissolves. It dissolves, and this is due to the formation of a complex salt solution of zinc. Tetramine zinc sulfate. So that is why slowly that zinc hydroxide will dissolve. Okay. So what we have seen in both the cases, white precipitate was formed when we add dropwise, sodium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. In both the cases, the white precipitate of zinc hydroxide dissolves in excess of the alkali. Now, in this we have taken a solution of calcium salt solution, namely calcium nitrate. We have taken only one test tube and we are going to test it only with sodium hydroxide because calcium only gives precipitate with sodium hydroxide. So I am going to add a little bit dropwise sodium hydroxide solution and I get a white precipitate. This white precipitate is calcium hydroxide. I will add more of sodium hydroxide, but it does not dissolve. So the white precipitate of calcium that is formed, it did not dissolve in excess of sodium hydroxide. But I do not do it with ammonium hydroxide because calcium nitrate salt solution does not give any precipitate with ammonium hydroxide. Now so I have taken lead nitrate solution and divided into two parts. To the first part of the solution, I will add sodium hydroxide first dropwise. On adding dropwise, you can see a thick white precipitate has formed. Now this will dissolve in excess of sodium hydroxide. Now you know that lead hydroxide is amphoteric. So amphoteric means it will dissolve in sodium hydroxide. So when I will add excess of sodium hydroxide, this lead hydroxide will dissolve to give you sodium plumbite solution. So I add excess of sodium hydroxide and you see the solution turns clear. So that means lead nitrate solution forms a white precipitate with sodium hydroxide. This white precipitate dissolves in excess of sodium hydroxide to give sodium plumbite solution. So this solution confirms the presence of Pb2 plus ion. The next part of the solution, we add ammonium hydroxide. First dropwise. On adding dropwise, again you see a thick white precipitate. On adding excess of ammonium hydroxide, we go on adding, but the precipitate does not dissolve. So these two are the tests for lead ion, that is Pb2+.